Welcome to the JAMODI podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. What's one quality you see in leaders that coaches or players need to cultivate in themselves?
One thing that I try to pride myself in doing is, setting a good example and just trying to be good at everything that I do. I think great coaches don't have major weaknesses.
Hmm.
As you know, there's some coaches out there that they're great at X's and O's, but they may not be very good recruiters, or they're maybe good at recruiting and coaching, but they're not good at dealing with administration and people around campus. Or maybe they're not organized like they need to be. So I just try to pride myself in doing everything well, living my life with high values and high character, setting a good example to the players, talking to them in the right ways, being positive, confident, and enthusiastic about, everything that I do.
I think that's something interesting you said was because everybody has strengths and weaknesses, but to be in your position and to be a great leader or coach, the difference between what your strengths is and what your weaknesses are, like you got to know what your strengths are, but then work and self-evaluate to bring those weaknesses up, or else it's usually the weaknesses that make us, lose the job, lose our players, all those things.
Exactly. I knew, I went to Indiana University. I had, Coach Bob Knight's basketball class. I remember one thing he said in the class, eliminate the things that are getting your butt beat.
Mm.
It's kind of the same way with coaching. Eliminate the things that are getting you beat, or, if you're not doing a good job of scoring a basketball and you have some decent offensive players, what are you not doing right with them, to score more points, or, whatever it may be, or your zone offense may not be good. So, yeah, and as you know, in coaching, you always have to remain flexible. There's always new ways to do things. The game is ever changing, ever evolving. Just even like, NBA now, it's more open and kind of, 4 out, 1 in, a penetrating kick, lots of high screens, ghost screens, just things that you really didn't see in the game maybe, 5 to 10 years ago. So, and then, how do those things carry over to college basketball? And so, yeah, I'm always trying to change things. I like to run motion. That's the beauty of motion, is you can kind of tweak it easier than you can sometimes other offenses. So
Right.
We're always tweaking our stuff. Obviously, it's contingent on the personnel as well. But yeah, you've got to keep looking for better ways to do things.
I think one of the reasons probably you've had the career that you've had and been able to do it for so long is, like you said, that flexibility or that growth mindset that you have, where just because we've been doing something a certain way for a long period of time doesn't mean it's still right. I think I struggle with that right now of my knowing what my strengths are and only wanting to kind of roll with those. But love the approach that you say. It almost sounds like a yearly thing of reevaluation, tweaking, figuring out the best way to do things. I think that's powerful. Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.